One of the most powerful campaigns that I saw this year was the Deadlifting Gummy Bears campaign. The video that was produced with Seth Feroce was powerful and compelling and awesome, and it's coming to one of our favorite products, Hydraulic. Now the product itself hasn't changed, but today we're going to talk about the flavor and refresh the formula a little bit. Now you guys all know Hydraulic, and if you don't, well, strap in, because if you haven't been here for a long time, you're going to hear me talk about a product that I really like. Hydraulic is not just a pump product, but it's also a focus product. There's no stims in here, so it's a really versatile product that you could add to other pre-workouts to add more of a pump if you want, or you can just take on its own and enjoy the pump. Now obviously this is coming from Axe Sledge. Seth Feroce, who's huge on blood flow, pump. I mean, they have a whole sweatshirt called the Pump Cover, right? So Hydraulic is one of my favorite mainstays for blood flow, and this product, Deadlifting Gummy Bears, well, I am a huge deadlifter. It's always been one of my best lifts, so I felt great with it, but it's also just a really fun, sweet flavor. So today I'm gonna mix the flavor up, give you my little anecdotes, and all the while kind of talk about the formula, give you a little bit of refresh. If you're new to the channel, you'll understand the product a little bit better. So let's get started by pulling this seal off. So Hydraulic is, it hits a couple different areas that are really big favorites of mine, one being nitrosogene. Now they do only use, and obviously this is in the 2 scoop dosage, we always use the full scoop here. They only used 1,000 milligrams of it, which is over the minimum 750. 750 is the minimum to use claims on nitrosogene, but it's not quite the 1,500, which is going to be the full dosage, which gives you, the full blood flow, which was studied at the University of Arkansas last year, to be equivalent to about 8 grams of citrulline malate, 6 grams of citrulline freeform. While it does not have the full 1,500 milligrams, they back it up with 5 grams of citrulline. And my theory is that because it's not a full dose of nitrosogene, that 5 grams of citrulline also really helps it out. Now, one thing that I want to say before we really start getting into this is that one of the reasons that I love Axe Sledge so much and their products so much is they are consistent. Now, Patrick Williams, who's one of the main owners of Axe Sledge and the whole company as a whole, they call it for dickheads because it's for owners and there's a bunch of different businesses involved. It has a long background in manufacturing, and one of the things that he's done really impressively is, first of all, make products that don't clump up with glycerol. This one has glycer pump in it, and he's done a really good job making it not clump up, as well as their demo day. But they also have proper manufacturing, which makes these really consistent. I've never had a batch that was like a little bit less effective, a batch that was a little more effective. I always know what I can expect from this, and I can't say that from even every brand that we work with. There are just some manufacturers out there that just can't seem to handle that. Let's get into the flavoring. Enough manufacturing talk, and let's talk about this flavor. Now, Deadlifts Gummy Bears is obviously just gonna be flavored gummy bears. It's not gonna taste like deadlifts. Deadlifts taste like, well, pressure and blood in my mouth. 2 scoops in 8 ounces of cold water. Tastes like a bunch of gummy bears in my mouth. Seth throws some gummy bears in there. That's always fun because it's kind of like inclusions for your pre-workout. You don't have to do that. The sugar might help, but flavor is great. It's what I expect. It's very similar to the one they did in the 7th gear, I think it was. The grind was not going to be as great of a flavor as this because it has those fermented amino acids. They did a good job covering it, but something like this is just always going to taste better no matter what. So for the rest of the formula, like I said, we got 3 grams of glycerol powder from Glycer Pump. It's gonna be a great dose. It's gonna help with your hydration, give you more of a water pump, not as much of a blood flow thing, but more of just hydrating you. 2.4 grams of beta-alanine. Now this is formulated this way because there's beta-alanine in the rest of the stack. I understand that to some this would be an underdose. Now there are clinical dosages and a variety of different dosages that are studied that are in clinical studies. In this case, most people are looking for 3.2 grams. 2.4 will also eventually saturate your blood. It's just that 3.2 was the most studied one that will eventually get you to blood saturation. It's a long-term ingredient. Yes, I'd like to see more of it here, but if you're taking the full stack, you're getting a full dose. 2 grams of taurine. Now, I'm a huge fan of taurine for all things endurance and pump related. There's also a little bit of nootropic there. Taurine is super versatile. Love a lot of it. I like it pre, I like it intra, I like it all over the place. Creatine MagnaPower here, we've got 1,500 milligrams. Now, creatine MagnaPower is kind of cool because you get magnesium from it. You don't get a lot of magnesium though. I personally am more of a creatine monohydrate guy. This isn't like my favorite form, but I do appreciate the inclusion of magnesium here because magnesium is really helpful for athletes. So you kind of got to pick your poison here. I like the magnesium. I'm not really a fan of the form of creatine. You get a little bit of a plus here. I'd rather them kind of just stick with creatine monohydrate and throw magnesium in there, if I'm being honest though. Agmatine sulfate, got a full gram here. Agmatine is actually like, it's used as a pump ingredient, but there are a ton of different benefits there. There's carbohydrate partitioning benefits in there, a ton of different stuff there. Awesome ingredient. Love to see it at a full gram, not just the 750 dosage. And it's coming from Agmamax, which, I mean, it's not all that much different from just a normal agmatine sulfate, but it's nice to see that they're using a trademarked version. We've got a full gram of tyrosine. I'm glad to see they didn't just go with N-acetyl-L-tyrosine. They did a blend here. You'll see further down they've got 250 milligrams of tyrosine alongside, or N-acetyl-L-tyrosine alongside L-tyrosine. There's something to this here, this blend of N-acetyl-L-tyrosine and tyrosine. We see a bunch of different companies do it. Obviously, N-acetyl-L-tyrosine is not backed with science as well as L-tyrosine. If we're gonna pick just one, L-tyrosine is totally the one to pick. It was way better at crossing the blood-brain barrier and being utilized by your body, but there's something to this blend here which just seems to have a really great anecdotal response for most people. I'm not gonna question it. It works for me. I like the way that it feels. There's just not a lot of data on it, which is kind of interesting. And that's the formula. Outside of the already noted 1 gram of nitrosamine, which is an incredible ingredient from Nutrition 21 that we're huge fans of. The formula is rather simple. I see it as like a base pump product that you can add anything to. Gives me great pump, and I always just seem to have a great workout on it. Sometimes I just add caffeine pills to it, like a good 400 milligrams caffeine, and hit my workout. So awesome flavor. Still a great formula. Big fans of Axe Sledge for a lot of different things. The community that they've built is powerful. The content they put out is super helpful, very informative. They have used their podcast this year to support people during the quarantine and help people out a lot. And just as a product basis, they're very consistent, honest, and good products. Their homemade was a huge product for me this year, being a good quality meal replacement. Couldn't say enough good things about these guys. Love the people behind the brand, love the products. Obviously, I do have to say we did get these for free. We do have a business affiliate relationship with Axe Sledge, as we do with a lot of companies in the industry, but for all these different reasons, maybe I am biased because they're good people and they do good things, but I think we could use a little bit more of that in this year, in this industry, and I'm happy that these guys exist. So if you have any questions, you can go over to PricePlow.com/axe-sledge, or you can comment below. I do monitor the comments on here. I might be able to answer some of your questions, and I love talking about these products with you guys. So as always, guys, I really appreciate you making this far in the video, and have a great day.
Welcome to PricePlow.